you've never budgeted before or you have a hard time making a budget, I'm going to break it down for you in this video. Follow me for more, and if you want templates or other workbooks, there's a lot of them in my bio. The first step is to figure out your monthly income. You're going to write that at the very top, and this is the number you're going to be working from. This includes any income you receive, but for a monthly overview purpose like we're doing right now, you would use the least amount of income that you make for the month. So if your income varies, use the lowest average that you can. That way you know you're being on the safe side. Any extra you can add to another fund at the end. The next step is that we're going to go to your fixed expenses, and you're going to write all your fixed expenses here. Do not leave any out. This includes things like rent, utilities, your car payment, your phone. This also includes debt payments. In other budgeting methods, you would separate your debt to find out how much debt you have compared to your income. But for beginner purposes, we're going to keep them all grouped together here in the fixed expenses. Then find your total. Your next step is that you're going to go over to variable expenses. These are going to be your sinking funds. These are things that can change every month. You contribute different amounts every month. The most common is grocery and gas, but you can also have things like a vacation fund, health, kids, pets, anything that you want to put money towards that you know an expense might be coming. Another good one is car repairs. So write down the ones you need and then total them up. Your next step is that you are going to add together your total fixed expenses and your total variable expenses, and that is going to give you your total expense amount. You're going to take this number and subtract it from your total income, and that is going to give you your leftover amount for the month. And this is what we're about to work with, and we're going to assign every dollar to a job. Your next step is that you are going to decide what you want to contribute money towards. In this case, you see all these different funds right here. I would highly recommend emergency fund. You need to save an emergency fund. It might save you in the future. Also fund money, because if you don't give yourself some type of fund money, you're probably going to blow your budget. How you get the amounts for these, it's completely up to you, but they need to equal up to this leftover amount. You want to have $0 left at the very end of this. So you can see my emergency fund was $250. It left me $194 after everything else, and so that's what I gave the fund money to. Once you have those figured out, you know that in your future budgets, when you do your paychecks, these are going to be your variable expenses, and depending on how often you're paid is how you're going to divide that out. So if you're paid bi-weekly, you would divide these in half. If you're paid weekly, you would divide these into fours. And this is not set amounts. If you make less one check or you want to contribute somewhere else, you can absolutely do that. That is completely up to you. So boom, you did it. You have your first monthly overview budget. You will take this and take your paychecks and budget it out with your paychecks. I hope this helps. Follow me for more. And like I said, the workbooks are in my bio.